all Metroid organisms on planet Samus, Zabaze. Defeat the mechanical life form, Mother Brain. Metroid Zero Mission. Hello everybody, it's Sephiroth4 for a new Let's Play. One I don't think anyone, including myself, really expected. I have an interesting history with the Metroid series. Let's just start this. Well, I guess we'll go the options first because we like options. We do not have Metroid Fusion to link. But yeah, let's do it on normal, why not? I have an interesting history with the Metroid series. My first Metroid game was Metroid for the NES. Planet Zabaze. I called this place home once in peaceful times, long before evil haunted the caverns below. Now I shall finally tell the tale of my first battle here, my so-called Zero Mission. Samus Aran. That's a good sound. I played the original Metroid. God, the music. I played the original Metroid on the NES when I was a child. When I was a young child. And I was so bad at it. I think I definitely got the Morph Ball. I got the first upgrade, like the first thing for missiles. And I think that was it. I don't think I ever got like the charge beam or fought any of the bosses or anything. And I explored and explored and explored. But I was not good at this video game. And yeah, I just kept playing it because I had a whole bunch of NES games that I sucked at. But it really stuck with me as just being a difficult game, but also just being an interesting game and very different from the other types of games that were out there. And when as I got older, I didn't have a Super Nintendo, so I didn't play Super Metroid. I didn't play Metroid 2 on the Game Boy. My second Metroid game was Metroid Fusion on the Game Boy Advance. And I fell in love with that game. I, actually, one of my favorite games of all time. I know I say that a lot, and I promise it's true every time. But I fell in love with that game, and I played it, and that's, canonically the last game in the Metroid series. And I said to myself, wow, I really need to try, the other stuff. But I was still bad at the original Metroid, but luckily this game came out. This is a remake of the original Metroid game, with a whole load of fun added content. But first things first, let's get the Morph Ball. And this became the accessible version of the game for me, and I was able to beat it and start the story. And then Metroid Samus Returns for the Game Boy, for the 3DS came out as a remake of the second Metroid game, and that became accessible to me. And now I just need to beat Super Metroid. I've played it, and I'm not bad at it, I just haven't finished it. So, I actually, I'm able to play all the Metroid games, and they're good. But anyway, enough talking about my history of the series. While I stand here and continue talking at you, Metroid Zero Mission is pretty much the same game. It has an added epilogue, which is really cool. Obviously the sound and graphics are better. There are a few new items in the game, and a couple of new areas as well, aside from the epilogue. You have a map now, which is a lot nicer than the original, and has things, you can have a hard mode that you unlock, which is really cool. This is the map, by the way. You can put the game to sleep if you want, and yeah, just like look at all your stuff here, and it tells you how everything works. You can also unlock the original Metroid game, which is neat. And image gallery and music test, and there are save rooms, I think. Yeah, there are save rooms now, which the original game was password. In hard mode, I think they take out the save rooms. Hard mode, we're never ever doing. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this is a like really good remake of the game. Like, in my opinion, in every way possible. Once Super Metroid existed, it was impossible to not make the whole series just Super Metroid based. Like, that was like one of those games where you just have perfection, you know? I don't think we can get to that. Like, Super Metroid is perfection. It's just how it is. Like, a lot of things like this are different, though. Mainly that it actually tells you where to go! Isn't that cool? These Chozo statues weren't in the original, you just had to get lost for 4 hours. But yeah, Super Metroid was just kind of perfect, so they never improved on the formula. Which is perfectly fine. They just kept on making games in the same style, but they were all different, and that was cool. But yeah, I guess the Samus Returns is the black sheep in more ways than one. The Game Boy version definitely, but even the 3DS version is completely different. Also, you can't grab on ledges like in Fusion, and I keep forgetting that. But yeah, it's a pretty simple game. This is, one of the Metroid games that made up the idea of Metroidvania. I think Samus is less floaty in this game. She was a lot more floaty in the original, but that's okay. Also, yeah, Samus is a girl. This is surprise. I'm sorry, spoilers. But we were directed to go over this way, so we're gonna go over this way, and we get the long beam. I don't know if the long beam was in the original game. It might have been. Also, holding L lets you dance, so that's cool. But now our beam just goes to the end of the hallway. These guys will restore your health, which is nice. We can't really do anything otherwise, but yeah, the long beam allows us to go to allows us to go to that area that we saw before. The blue areas on the map are like normal revealed map areas. Green is like hidden areas. It's kind of hard to explain the system. I mean, it's not hard to explain the system, it's hard to explain like the system having played this so much and it just being natural. That's music. We're not coming back here for a long time. But yeah, the average runtime of this game, depending on how you want to play it, can be between like anywhere between 4 and 8 hours, unless you're not good at it, which, it's entirely possible. Sometimes you're gonna have to kill enemies in order to advance, like the door won't open until you do, so we have to remember that. But anyway, here, it's another Chozo room, and we get directions to in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if they changed the map at all from the original, or they just made it easier to use, or like more streamlined, but again, like the original game, it was so easy to just get lost forever. Which I did. And you'd find yourself in an area that's either fire or enemies that can destroy you, and you had no idea what to do. But the graphics were like really charming in their own way. And here obviously, once again, to say it, like repeat the same point, they're going for the Super Metroid style, which is not bad because it's beautiful and I love it. but there is, you know, a certain nostalgic charm for the NES style. But I like how they remastered the music, because this is the music that you heard as you were getting lost forever. You just have to hit the red parts of those things over there and they go up. Unfortunately, we need bombs to get through there, so you can't do anything about that. But yeah, the main reason why I'm playing this is because Nintendo Capri Sun just did a Fusion Let's Play, and it reminded me just how much, yeah, we can't go through the red doors yet, it reminded me how much I love this game, like the series in general, even though I really only got into it from Fusion onward. I have played a little bit of Metroid Prime, but not Prime 2 or 3. That's like a completely different style. I played a little bit of Other M for charity stream, and controversial opinion, it wasn't that bad. It was very memey, but it wasn't that bad really. Like if we're being honest with ourselves, it wasn't that bad. Don't know what that's about, let's just ignore it. But anyway, we get missiles over here. I believe we use R for missiles? Yep, R and B to fire. Opens red hatches, hooray. Yeah, no security needed for these. Also, yeah, shooting blocks shows you what you need to do in this game, unlike Fusion, which you needed the bombs in order to even reveal those things. So this is like continually spawning enemies that you can use to refill health and missiles. The enemies do, if they have like a drop here, like that's health, the enemies don't respawn until that goes away or you collect it. Anyway, we got our first mini boss fight here. Oh, come on. So this guy just like tries to attack you. Yeah, you have to shoot him, and then he has these little spikes that go down, and then he's a jerk. But anyway, that was easy. He does not turn into an X-Parasite, thankfully, but you do get the charge beam. I don't know if you have to fight him, but I don't know. Like, the charge beam is definitely not a necessary item. At least I don't think it is. But now that we have that, we can go through, let's save, why not? We can go through the red doors. You can see a red door and you can try to change it black, you know. No colors anymore, just want to paint it black. I see the girls go by dressed in their summer clothes. I've had to turn my head and still my darkness goes. Do 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 do. Those little things that grab onto you, I think that if you get enough of them, they start sapping your HP because they're rude. Also, these guys are following me, and that's also rude. Get at it. Shoot. I think the next thing that we're gonna be getting is the bombs. So yeah, once you get rid of those things' nest, they'll go away, thankfully. Otherwise, they'll just keep flying at you like the annoying little gnats that they are. Just gotta button mash at them. Yeah, we need bombs for that too. There is something in this room. Specifically, oh, there it is. Missile tank upgrade. So every missile tank upgrade will give you 5 missiles. I feel like there's 120 or so. An energy tank will give you an extra 100 health. So all those things are very necessary. Also, I think the amount that you get, like completion's sake, affect your ending as well as your ending time. So in order to get the best ending, which doesn't really affect much, but in order to get the best ending, you have to beat the game in under a couple of hours and with 100% percentage. Anyway, map room. Once again, this is new. Brinstar map, cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of areas to this game, and they're all pretty unique. Brinstar is the basic area here, obviously. Almost got it. But, let's save over here, and I think this is a good place for our first episode to end. Hopefully this, series won't be too long, but it should finish up before Final Fantasy VII. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching. This has been Sephiroth Level 4 with Metroid Zero Mission. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.